Ladies and gentlemen, I'm back. Before we get into this crazy story that everybody's been telling me to cover, let's do some house cleaning. Document 80 is going crazy. Shout out to everybody who's been watching and streaming, and shout out to all the reactors who've been reacting to it. Y'all mean the world to me. Thank you guys so much. It's going crazy. It's going everywhere. Link is going to be in the pinned comment. Let's get that to 100,000 views. It's already to 70,000. Crazy. And let's do that because we know it gets Crody upset. So let's do it. And make sure you grab your Hip Hop Always Wins gear. Link is also going to be in the pinned comment. Go grab that. It's more than merch. It's a mission statement. Hip Hop wins. So in document 80, which y'all are going to go check out after this video, I said, because you don't even know who you are no more. The music trash. Is you Skepta? Is you The Weeknd? Or is you Super Cat? Is you Yachty? Is you Quentin Miller? Or that Future Cat? Oh, I get it. 6 God because influenced that. And then I'm gonna just call him the prophet Kendrick Lamar at this point because this dude is Negro Damas. He said it ain't 20v1, it's 1v20 if I gotta smack that right with you. Yeah, bring him out too, I'll clean him out too, tell Beam that he better stay right with you. Ladies and gentlemen, the person that Kendrick referenced by name, Beam, apparently Drake's ghostwriter, they're leaking new Drake reference tracks. At this point, brother, what did you write? New reference tracks? Oh, y'all gotta go stream Euphoria and Document 80 after this. Let's get right to it. The Ville did a video.
Now it looks like the OVO sweatshop is retaliating against Drake, and they are leaking a whole bunch of reference tracks. They are leaking a whole bunch of ghost writing tracks that Drake is responsible of covering, that Drake is responsible of using. The first one was on September 20th for the song Trump Tower featuring Central C, and it looks like this was the first of many that ended up getting leaked. The person that leaked that record back in the 20th of September this year was Dim Crux. Dim Crux is a producer for the artist Beam. Beam is an artist that is being credited for Her Loss, but he's also being talked about because of this reference track from Trump Tower. Now, under the impression...
When Kendrick said, did you ever think that OVO was working for me? I'm telling you, that's why Drake got the suing. Because Drake was like, oh, why does he know all this stuff? We were sitting here as fans consuming like, oh, Kendrick going in. Drake was like, is he in the car? Is he under my bed right now? Like, what type of... Kendrick said by name. At this point, Drake, come on, brother. I really start thinking that the last time we really heard Drake be Drake was like on October's Very Own or a comeback season. I think that's one. Because ever since then, it's been like, what? This many reference tracks?
About because of this reference track from Trump Tower. Now, under the impression of...
At this point, Drake, you a group, nigga. You not a rapper. You're a rap group, nigga. Drake is a rap group. And I told you, brother, you are now on the Milli Vanilli side of your career. I'm telling you right now, you losing that UMG case, cooking Iceman. I'm telling you right now, this reference track, new reference tracks, my thing too is, it feels like people are strategically waiting to drop some of this stuff on you, Drake. I ain't gonna lie. Because if all of this would have came out at the same time, maybe you got over it. The fact that it's just one after the other, after the other, after the other, you lose the case and a new reference.
The song going based off of Genius, they had stated that Trump Tower, that is with Drake and Central C, was leaked around the same time by Dim Crux. You can see it here. It says on Instagram. However, the other thing that it says is that this song could have been recorded in 2022 or early 2023. However, This is around the same time where Drake could have been working with Beam. And this is how Dim Crux, his DJ, was able to get a hold of these tracks, these reference tracks. Because,
ladies and gentlemen, they're going to keep telling you. This is why I bigged up Doja when I reacted to her last song I reacted to, because the whole article about how she wrote her own stuff. At this point, brother, like, people keep saying how impossible it is for artists to write their own music, how impossible it is to have a career. Okay, it's whatever. It's whatever. Let's say you even buy into that. At this point, I've never had a ghostwriter in my life. Never had a reference track in my life. So at this point, what we need to start doing is start championing the niggas who don't. Now, if you got someone write a hook for you or something like that, but if someone's giving you the flow, the pattern, the cadence, the tempo, which is the concept and lyrics, my nigga, bruh, If someone give you hey, say this instead of that, that's not ghostwriting. If a nigga say, I think there's a hot, if you get with a chorus writer and they give you a hot chorus, that's not the same thing. You gotta write the book.
Now what it looks like Trump Tower was actually a reference track that belonged to Beam. And it's his DJ on Instagram that shared all of this information. He's the one that shared that
whole
back in September 20th for Trump
songs.
Tower. And he's sharing all of these other songs that come back for all the dogs. Now, a lot of people are saying, well, these are just reference tracks. Yeah, that is true. These are just reference tracks, but he was never credited for all the dogs. You can see here, Beam for all the dogs. He was never credited for that. The only thing publicly that Beam has been credited for when it comes to Drake's music is the records for Her Loss. You can see here on major distribution, he was credited as Tyshane Thompson. That's his real name.
And here's the crazy part. So that means that even if you're reading the who's on these songs and stuff, you gotta realize that nigga he leave out niggas too. He is a literal ghost. Beam, if all this is true, which is he's a literal ghost.
He goes by the professional name Beam, and he's a Jamaican-born American rapper. He is an artist that got credited on Her Loss. This is the Wikipedia page for Her Loss, and this is the only thing I could find him being credited for.
Beam
However,
whole
when we
time,
go back to For All the Dogs, like I said, you can see here that Beam's producer is sharing reference tracks of For All the Dogs that Beam is tied to. But there is no information that comes from For All the Dogs that clarifies that Beam was working in the studio and helping Drake with this album. There is no proof of that. He is not credited for this album at all. And his producer is exposing all of this. I don't know if it's intentional. I don't know if it's unintentional, but it seems like he is sharing all of this information, which takes us back to Euphoria.
It's probably intentional. Trip fell, oops, and uploaded all that shit.
Because remember what Kendrick said in Euphoria. In the song Euphoria, Kendrick Lamar mentioned somebody that was ghostwriting for Drake. He talks about Beam. When Kendrick says, yeah, bring him out too, I'll clean him out too, tell Beam that he better stay right with you. He says Beam is a multi-talented artist, producer, songwriter within the music industry. He's collaborated with Beyonce, good friend of Justin Bieber, and notably writing credits for Drake and 21 Savage on Rich Flex and major distribution. Now, this is the problem. They thought that he was talking about Beam in regards to Her Loss. And Kendrick was saying that he needs the assistance from people like Beam to help write his tracks. However, if somebody is being credited, they can't be considered a ghostwriter. Technically, a ghostwriter is someone who doesn't get credit for the lyrics that they write. So when it comes to Her Loss, Beam did get credited, but he did not get credited for the songs that he helped reference when it came to For All the Dogs. He did not.
Well, even if you do get referenced, the line is still valid because he's essentially saying, like, yeah, you niggas write your shit. That's what he's saying. So regardless if you credit them or not, if you crediting somebody, right, and you're supposed to be a rapper, you talk about how good of a rapper you are, and you brag about how better you are, which is Drake's whole MO, then no, nigga, whether you credit them or not, you cannot have niggas writing your lyrics. I don't care if you credit them or not. Yeah, he wrote my verse, but I credited him, then don't come on the next. Drake will have a song that ghostwriters wrote, and in the song, he'll talk about how much of a better rapper and artist he is than other niggas. That's the shit that's like, what, nigga? You are the liver king. Drake is the liver king, brother. He is rap's liver king. He's all fake. It's all Tyranobol. All of it is PEDs, brother. We got to start seeing you put up your own buckets, my nigga. That's why I gave Doja Cat the credit. Document 80, 100% written by myself. You'll never see a reference track. Document 79, 100% written by myself. You'll never find a reference track. I don't know if you could find a Drake song where there's not multiple writers in it. So at the end of the day, nigga, man, listen.
Get no credit for All the Dogs at all. There is no information on the internet that points and leads us to believe that Beam was credited for these tracks. Therefore, Beam is a ghostwriter for Drake on the For All the Dogs album. And his producer is leaking all of these reference tracks, proving to people that this is the truth. I don't know why his DJ is doing this. I don't know if Beam is upset at Drake. I'm not sure if he...
Have you ever thought that OVO was working for me? Yeah, Drake, you must be a horrible person. I mean, I know from what you attempted with me, like, nigga, like, you see what I'm saying? You see how eventually Drake makes everybody turn against him? Some of y'all forget, I was one of the last bastions of Drake hope. I'm over here arguing with Curtis King about Drake not being a lazy rapper. I'm over here one of the only people who like the Heart Part 6. And then the nigga put me, I said, oh, there's something about him that he only attacks the niggas who...
was upset because he got named in the beef. I'm not too sure. But at first, this account releases a Drake snippet. He releases a song that has something to do with Drake. That song, of course, is Trump Tower. Trump Tower is the song that he leaked. But then he...
The fact that then they got a song called Trump Tower, too, and then Iceman. You went against the culture and lost. The culture you lost. Now you got to save face when you face the culture you cross. I feel sorry for this nigga because he culturally lost. But sorry, nigga, I can't watch you rip this culture apart. Come on, man. Document 79, I love it. It's like the turn up. it's like the funny joke. Document 80 to me is my favorite. Is one of my, whether it's the Drake disses, the Akadiddy disses, is my favorite. Akadiddy's up there too. I ain't gonna lie, but that one I like talking to another. Hold on.
Later leaks that Beam is responsible for this track. Now that song with Central C that's called Trump Tower, that song, from my understanding, I don't think it's out yet. But he had shared that track, and he's also sharing the fact that Beam is responsible for that track, and that he was responsible for songs and lyrics that belong to For All the Dogs.
So that means that they stepping on your next work. Yeah, they loading up the Iceman slander, loading it up. I kept telling Drake, you lobbing niggas who don't like you, you lobbing them oops. You just giving them ammunition here. Hold this. You want the button, the switch? Here you go. Wait till Iceman drop. Niggas finna Swiss cheese this album, brother.
Oh,
I'm
that
telling
album.
you they finna Swiss
so
cheese
his
this
producer, his DJ, he is telling people, he's exposing Drake right now and telling people that even Drake's recent album, For All the Dogs, was ghostwritten by Beam. And now it makes more sense. Kendrick wasn't talking about Beam because of his contributions to Her Loss. He was talking about Beam being a ghostwriter for all of the other things that he doesn't get credit for. Remember, Her Loss came out first, and then For All the Dogs came out after. And if you go to the credits of For All the Dogs, Beam is not listed on there at all. Not by his real name, to Shane, and not by his stage name at all.
Wow.
And we wouldn't have known this information if Dim Crux didn't share this to Instagram. And he shared multiple reference tracks today, at least 20 hours ago, less than a day ago. He's just been sharing all of these tracks. And I'm not too sure what the purpose is other than to...
You know why Drake is a real stupid... Like, Drake, as time goes on, I don't know if something is happening to Drake, or Drake has always been this dumb and maybe he had handlers that aren't around him anymore. But, like, you would think the nigga would try his hardest to not use Ghostwriters and Iceman. I know apparently that's impossible for this nigga, which is another reason why Drake will never be in my top rappers ever again. I'll never put you, because it's not so much that you just use Ghostwriters, that's crazy, but how you be having your weirdos be acting like it's impossible to have a rap career without having this many. Well, okay, maybe one or two. Dog, you are a prolific ghost user, my nigga. You are the exorcist with how much ghost be in and out of you, bruh. What? People gotta call this nigga Emily Rose with the way he be getting possessed. You lucky I ain't got another one. Wow.
He's just been sharing all of these tracks.
Wowzers.
And I'm not too sure what the purpose is other than to expose the fact that Drake isn't responsible for that album, at least some of the records that belong to that album. But this lyric makes more sense now, because if Beam was someone that was credited, then he wouldn't be considered a ghostwriter. But since he's not credited on For All the Dogs, this is what Kendrick was referring to. Not only is he responsible for major distribution and Rich Flex, but he's also responsible for all of these other songs that keep leaking that belong to Drake previously or belong to Drake on an album, whatever the case may be. What's crazier is that in the same video, it shares that an artist named Wolfface Joey released his song 3 Star earlier this year on January 25th, which features the same lyrics and melody as both of these songs. Who wrote the lyrics and melody? I wonder. Let's find out. And it's none other than Beam himself. Beam is the person that was writing reference tracks for more than just one person, for more than just Drake. This song...
This shit crazy. And I swear to God, sometimes I hear these songs. There has never been a time I heard a reference track, a Drake reference track, and been like, wait, you couldn't think of that by yourself? Like, you couldn't have thought of Jumbotron shit popping without Yachty? That's weird to me. And then, like, why do we give Drake so much credit as an artist, as a writer, as whatever this dude is? Because he's not a rapper. Like he's a pop star who performs raps. When he does, even though I don't think pop is a genre of music. But anyway, that's a whole different conversation. Like, so we got to start making, like, putting the Quentin Millers, the Yachty's, the Future, we got to start putting them up higher, because if all they're doing is writing songs and then Drake's just taking them, and then we do this thing where if Yachty would have released Jumbotron Poppin', y'all would not have acted like it was what it was. It was just because the Drake branding. And don't act, niggas have always said it's because Drake makes it sound better. No, he doesn't. It's because the brand. It's because you've been promoted for long enough that this brand is better. This person's ice is colder. So when they say something, if you ask me, Yachty's Jumbotron Poppin' reference was better than the actual song, because what he's saying is realer to Yachty, and Yachty, it sounds more like Yachty than it does Drake. You know what I mean? So it's just like,
this reference track
these
has
ain't
been
even
recycled
like
3 different times.
What?
And the person responsible for writing it is Beam. Beam is the guy responsible for all of these reference tracks. This might be Drake's current ghostwriter. as of right now. And Kendrick probably knew that. Beam is probably the ghostwriter that Drake uses currently and most frequently. I could assume. We'll keep it alleged.
Let me find out any of them diss tracks. Drake, you better. Ha, Chineke. Let me get Ebo for you for a second. Hey, if any reference track from the leaks, Chineke, Tofoyaka, Tofoyaka. If that happens, I'm at demo. Hapamaka, just leave me. Okay.
But why else would this producer release all of this information? Unless he's trying to point out that Beam is responsible for all of the current hits that Drake is making now, or at least back in 2021 to 2025, from what it looks like.
I ain't gonna lie, too. Maybe you need to fire Beam, nigga, because you ain't got a number.
Like, it looks like he's been responsible helping Drake.
It's Beam's fault. That's what it is.
Years, which is crazy to think that this is the new ghostwriter that Drake is heeding to. The real question is, why are they coming out now? Is it because of the beef? Is it because they're tired of not getting credited? This is apparently his producer. A lot of people are saying otherwise. A lot of people have something negative to say about them dropping these leaks. A lot of people don't want to believe it. The person that's been sharing this stuff on Twitter is this account IBVBNN, and he has stated all the OV hoes in here are crying about me posting this. Got to take it up with Beam's producer on IG. He leaked it. Don't be surprised if more shit leaks soon. He also followed up by saying something else. He responded to this other person right here. He said, it's the fact that y'all believe anything, bro. Made his own version of the song, leaked it, then said he made up the song. Like, let's be for real for a minute. Who the F is Beam, and why are we believing him? Beam is credited as a writer on a lot of Drake songs. Go check the credits on Her Loss and other songs from recent albums.
Sometimes I hate when they use tweets because like these are some of the dumbest niggas ever. Like, of course this IBVBN nigga doesn't even need to respond back to this stupid nigga because this nigga is literally the person who's commenting this, who said who is Beam and why do we believe him, doesn't even realize that Beam is one of Drake's credited writers while he was writing this. So it's just like,
and
why do we even need to cover this part?
This is like, making up stuff. So Drake fans who are coping right now,
Drake fans on Twitter are dumb, nigga. They don't be listening to rap. They don't be consuming. They don't be listening to Drake.
The fact that this person Beam has just been exposed as the person that's been writing Drake hits for the past 4 years. So let's just be honest here. This is crazy. This is another person that's in the OVO sweatshop, and I think that they're.
I'm gonna stop this right here. And we'll never forget that was whack. He gonna need that effing thing from Men in Black to get it back. You gonna need the neuralizer to make us forget how much of a duck you are at this point. Anyway, you on your MC Hammer gold toilet run right now, so do what you gotta do. Go stream Document 80. Go watch Document 80. Let's get that to 100,000 because I'm a real rapper, real writer. I write all my stuff, and ain't no nigga who don't even write his own shit finna put me in paperwork talking about what I'm saying ain't real.